Mr. O'Connor, you worked as a chef in a mofongo restaurant owned by Mr. Villeda until he fired you. You say that he never paid you for the final 2 weeks of your employment, and you're now suing for $2,500 for the back pay, as well as some other expenses that you incurred as a result of him stiffing you. Mr. Villeda, you say he was a terrible chef. In fact, he lied about his qualifications and experiences before you hired him. So you had to let him go.
Absolutely.
And you say before you let him go, you paid him everything that you had owed him.
Every penny.
Okay. Now, Mr. O'Connor, why don't you tell us, what is a mofongo restaurant?
It was a Puerto Rican restaurant. They had...
Are you a chef, by the way?
I am.
And do you cook Puerto Rican cuisine?
That would be my first time in a Puerto Rican restaurant. He knew that from the beginning. He still was happy with the experience I was coming with, and he told me that he had people coming in that would teach me the menu from Puerto Rico.
Let's go to Mr. Villeda. It's a new restaurant?
Yes, it was started back in December 2024.
And why did you hire Mr. O'Connor to be the chef in your restaurant?
When I started the restaurant, I only had 2 executive chefs that I hired from Puerto Rico. I flew them to New York City, and then I began to put a team together for the restaurant, beginning from the front of the house to the back of the house. I posted a job offer on Indeed. Mr. O'Connor was one of the applicants. When he applied, based on the resume that he posted, I thought he was an appealing candidate, but that was not the case, Your Honor. He sold me a dream. He came in saying that he had over 10 years of experience in the restaurant industry overall. What I was looking for was somebody that's young, enthusiastic, who was self-motivated, and the day of the interview, Mr. O'Connor was there for about an hour and a half waiting for me.
Were you late?
I was late.
You were
and
late?
I reimbursed him for that in the first payment that I did. I thought it was fair that he was willing to wait for an hour and a half just to do an interview.
Your Honor, I could show you the payment that he made for the first week's payment. There was no reimbursement.
What was your agreement as to what he would pay you?
What I asked him for $22 an hour. That was the Friday, okay? And then Monday, I contacted him, and he said, you'll start Tuesday. When I get to the restaurant on Tuesday, he tells me there's been a change in the budget, right? So he would pay me $16.50 for this week with an additional $3 the following week, because the first week would be training and it wouldn't be too busy because...
So $16.50 first week, $19.50 for the following week?
For the following weeks.
What was your understanding, Mr. Villeda?
So he was going to be in a probation period for 6 months. The first 2 weeks was for him to learn the cuisine. We had the executive chefs on the site, so they would be able to teach him how to make, how to plate, and how to prep all the dishes that we have in our menu.
You were there for a month?
For a month, basically.
And there's no problem, as I understand it, for the first 2 weeks of your employment?
For the first 2 weeks, it was great, it was cool, except after we opened, we expected like customers. However, the only persons I prepared meals for that day was the band that he hired. We had a disagreement, I guess.
When was that during the continuum of your employment?
That would be
second week?
The third week, going on to the third week.
So in the third week, you opened the restaurant?
Exactly.
And with that, I'm going to pass it on to Judge Tweldy.
All right, so Mr. O'Connor, you're claiming that you weren't paid for what weeks?
For the third week and the last week that I worked, from the 2nd to the 8th, and the week ending
February
in the 15th.
2nd?
February, yes.
Okay. And there is no dispute that he worked on those days, right?
Yes.
How did you pay him?
Cash. He got paid $650 on February 11th, and that was because on February 1st, we had a meeting regarding his performance and also regarding what he mentioned earlier, a budget change. And I asked him, what would be a decent salary for you and you still remain working within your 40 hours and then still you're comfortable? So I think the original number was around $700. I counter-offered to him.
Do you remember having this conversation?
I do remember having a conversation.
Did you have a meeting about your performance?
Correct.
Okay.
He initially proposed $700. I said no. He increased it to $750. That was 13th, I believe. February 13th.
February, okay.
Right.
Were you paid on the 11th, as he stated?
No.
$650. You said you paid him $650 on that day? On that day?
Yes.
In cash?
Yes.
And you have no proof?
Well, I didn't keep records of it.